you're a total whack job. As much as there has been progress in healing, there has also been adaptation. And that is like a huge theme. This is my new favorite thing, honestly. And we're recording. Action. What is up, guys? Ralph coming at you from the basement. As part of our fresh start in 2017, I said I was going to be doing some post-concussion update videos, and I was trying to think of how I could do it in a way that doesn't just sound like I'm complaining all the time, because nobody wants to watch a video of someone just griping about their symptoms or their struggles. We all have them, and that's understandable. So what I want to do is just share with you some of the things that are still going on in terms of my post-concussion syndrome, because I know there's some people watching who are dealing with some of the same things. And I'd like to share information as to what has worked for me and some of my progress over the course of a year, almost a year and a half now. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you about my symptoms and where things are at in terms of my progress and some of the things that have really worked for me. And then also, I'd like this information to be useful to more than just people struggling with PCS. I think I'd like this information to be applicable to anybody working to improve themselves as human beings, not just injured or dealing with struggles. So hopefully that will be the case, and you guys can always give me some feedback. Let me start with post-concussion syndrome symptoms that are still lingering. So I'm about 16 months post-injury and still having a lot of daily issues with symptoms, lingering symptoms. Mostly kind of visual and disconnected feeling. About 90% of the time I feel like I just don't feel real. I feel like I'm in a dream or in the Matrix or weirdly disconnected, and that used to cause me a lot of anxiety and other emotional issues, and it still does when it gets really bad. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish whether, you know, this is reality or not. And it's a hard thing for people to understand who haven't really kind of felt that symptom. And I think a lot of dealing with this kind of invisible injury is learning how to discuss it with people in a way that doesn't sound like you're a total whack job. I'm trying to figure out how to do that and not come across as woe is me. So disconnectedness, visually, I'm still wearing these prism glasses. They're special glasses. They're supposed to help with certain things. I don't know. They change the light that hits your eye and it's supposed to pattern your neural networks or something like that. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. Visual problems, I still have problems with like interpreting motion. It's weird, like objects seem to like move differently. And that's never changed for me. Another thing that's never changed or never improved is the constant throbbing. Feels like it's behind my eye. And eye strain. And so disconnectedness, visual problems, motion problems, the odd headache. My neck is constantly uncomfortable. I mentioned in previous vlogs that I'm going to physiotherapy. My C1 and C2 are super tight and it causes a lot of discomfort. Sitting for a long period of time is uncomfortable. Sleeping is often uncomfortable, and sleep is still an issue sometimes, but I've found some ways to deal with it. I found a way to deal with a lot of different things, and I think as much as there has been progress in healing, there has also been adaptation and learning to be at peace with discomfort. And that is like a huge theme of the last 16 months. And that's where I want to go next, is things that have worked for me in terms of recovery. Pretty much all of them require some sort of discomfort, or sitting with discomfort, absorbing discomfort, pushing yourself to the point of discomfort. And that's the only way you really improve, is by pushing yourself to a point of discomfort. And so some things that have really worked for me, especially lately, it's always been diet and exercise, nutrition. So focusing on a healthy whole food diet, for me, it's been eliminating grains and wheat and sugar as much as possible, and focusing on paleo type diet, rich with green vegetables, lots of cruciferous vegetables for those great antioxidants called isothiocyanates. Do some research on that, it's really cool. And in terms of discomfort, meditation, sitting with your stuff for 10-20 minutes at a time and allowing yourself to notice but not get obsessed with a particular thought. Cold showers and cold therapy. This is my new favorite thing, honestly. And there's been a lot of stuff going around on the internet about this. Cold therapy, the Wim Hof method. There's been podcasts. Tim Ferriss has talked about it before. There's kids in Russia that have done it for ages. Like in school, as part of their curriculum, they'll go out and play in the snow with no clothes on. And I've been really enjoying doing cold showers in the morning. And it is uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable, but you get used to putting yourself in a situation where you just turn that knob all the way to cold, and then you feel discomfort and you kind of hyperventilate, and your body sort of oxygenates your cells, I guess. I don't know how it works. Again, I'm not a doctor. Do your research online, but it works. It really works. And one thing that I've heard before from multiple sources is that when Van Gogh actually cut his ear off way back when he went crazy, they prescribed him 2 cold baths a day to treat his depression, to treat his mood disorders. And so they understood the benefits of cold therapy in terms of mood and anxiety, and it releases all these different chemicals and stuff. So I've been doing this for a few months now, is just like at the end of my shower, cranking it all the way to cold for like 30 seconds. And it's uncomfortable, like I said, but I've really noticed the benefits. I haven't been sick yet this year, knock on wood. It's just a good way to train yourself to be less uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations. And I think that is really the whole point of all of this, is like, yes, I still have all these crazy symptoms that are really pissing me off on a daily basis, but I've learned so much about dealing with discomfort. It doesn't bother me as much anymore, and I think I want to keep going down that road of pushing and doing cold therapy, doing things that are uncomfortable, continuing to lift weights and exercise at a sub-symptom level. So what that means is like getting your heart rate up to a point where you're just starting to feel symptoms, and then just dial it back. So you're just below that threshold. And I think that's another thing that's good for everyone. So those are just a few things that have worked for me, always starting with nutrition and exercise, eating well. Right now I'm taking vitamin D and omega-3 fish oil supplements every day, because where we are in Canada, it's darker right now. We don't see as much sunlight, it's cold, and you can get the winter blues, and that's something that I've kind of tried to do to combat that, as well as cold therapy, as well as exercise, sub-symptom exercise. And yeah, so I hope some of that information is helpful to you guys. Please feel free to put sources in the comments, or email is probably better for that sort of thing, to share with other people who might be dealing with this same sort of thing. I'm doing vestibular rehab again, which sucks. It's a lot of this. And then feeling dizzy for 20 minutes or so. All of these things together have helped, but the biggest thing, the biggest lesson, one of the biggest lessons, and one of the biggest things that's helped me get through this whole struggle, is learning to be at peace while I'm uncomfortable. And I'm still not there. I have a long way to go, but I think it would be cool if we could encourage each other online to do the same thing. And I think it's applicable to more than just physical things. I think it can be applicable to conversations or opinions. If you can practice being uncomfortable and listening to someone's opinion while you strongly disagree, practice not responding, which I think we could all do a little more on Twitter, let's be honest, or Facebook, whatever it is. Practice not responding, practice being uncomfortable with someone else's opinion, but listening. And it does amazing things. It opens your mind up to different possibilities, a deeper level of relationship too, I think. And that's something that I'm still working on as well. But anyway, I hope you find something useful in this video. Try some cold showers, look into cold therapy, look into meditation, look into vestibular rehab if you're having balance issues, or stability or spatial awareness issues. Look into sub-symptom exercise, find out what your target heart rate is, and then find out what the right target heart rate is for you, and find a professional to help you with all this stuff. Do not take my opinion for this, do not take my word for this. Do some research, find a professional to guide you through it, and feel free to put your comments or questions in the comments below. Send us an email at ralphandlou@gmail.com if you have any questions or have anything to share in terms of concussion recovery, and I'll do my best to keep you guys updated on what's going on. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.